Greetings, folks. We are here in beautiful Niles, California to take a ride along the Alameda Creek Trail. But first, we're going to take a look at this amazing little town, which was once the home of the California motion picture industry back in the very early 1900s, hosting such luminaries as Bronco Billy Anderson and, of course, the great Charlie Chaplin. Let's take a look.
Today we're in Niles, California to check out the Alameda Creek Trail. Niles looks a lot like many small towns in the area except for the copious images of Charlie Chaplin on display. You'd never know it if you drove down Main Street, but Niles was a hub of early movie making. The hills, canyons, and train tracks in the area were the backdrop to hundreds of westerns and comedies. In 1912, S&A Studios out of Chicago built S&A West, a large movie production studio at the base of Niles Canyon. And this is where the studio once sat, right on Main Street by the firehouse. You'd be hard-pressed to find any evidence of its existence now, but just down the street you can find the Niles S&A Silent Film Museum, dedicated to those early movie makers. I'm standing in front of the firehouse on Main Street, and this was the view out the front of the original S&A studio lot. The hill directly in front of me is right where this photograph was taken from. The original S&A Film Manufacturing Company. Charlie Chaplin was reported to live in one of the bungalows you see behind the main building, and so did many of the other actors. When S&A went out of business, this building sat dormant through most of the 20s and eventually was demolished in the 1930s. But before that happened, the company had quite a run, and most of it was due to this man, the co-owner of the studio, Gilbert Anderson. Anderson played multiple parts in the Great Train Robbery and became Bronco Billy Anderson, a very popular but morally conflicted cowboy. Anderson made great use of the natural areas around Niles. In 1914, S&A hired Charlie Chaplin away from Mack Sennett, and after experiencing a Chicago winter, Charlie was happily off to make his movies in Niles, where he filmed The Tramp in 1915. Amazingly, we were able to find an old film that's never been seen before, manufactured by S&A in its heyday. Let's take a look. Okay, on to the Alameda Creek Regional Trail. At the trailhead, you'll see a convenient map to let you know where you are and where the trail goes. It's basically an 11-mile, fairly flat trail that heads from Niles out to a bird sanctuary in the bay. Because of some overpass construction, our trip was cut a little short, but we got to see most of the trail. At this point, the trail usually goes underneath the freeway and out to the bay, but because of overpass construction, they have the trail shut down. There is a detour and we tried to take it, but the street looked a little hairy for trikes, probably even a little hairy for road bikes, so I think we'll wait until construction's over before we venture further on the trail. We'll save that for another day. Thanks for joining us on our exploration of the Alameda Creek Trail and Niles, California. The silent film stars are long gone, but the canyons, roads, and train tracks in the area can still lead us to adventures yet to come.